This is Jonathan Agoff here for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by the Sun boxing journalist, Mr. Colin Hart. Colin, we've just had the press conference for Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin. What did you think of Anthony Joshua's attitude in there? He mentioned the trainer a lot and how much he respects Derek James. Do you read into that at all?
Well, one hopes that he's got the two defeats against Usyk out of his system. I think the biggest problem that he faces on Saturday is psychological. Whether he's got those defeats out of his system, and I think probably he has, by going away with a new trainer and a very small camp compared with the entourage that followed him around before. He's concentrated 100% on getting back to world class.
He said for the second press conference in a row that he's here to get the money. That's his motivation. He's obviously motivated to win a world title again. Have you seen a different Anthony Joshua this time around?
We'll know whether we see a different Anthony Joshua on Saturday night, whether we can compare what he does on Saturday to what he's done against Usyk. Obviously, money's important. They wouldn't be in this boxing business if it wasn't for the money. Doesn't matter how much you like titles, the idea is to earn big money. Fortunately, he's managed to do that. Financially, he's set up for life, and therefore he can concentrate on getting back to being top of the world again.
What do you see as the main threats from Jermaine Franklin that Joshua has to be aware of?
Well, obviously, Franklin, after his fight with White, in which some good judges thought he'd actually won, I think Franklin also now believes he's got a great chance against Joshua. In view of his defeats, he's obviously considered a few months ago as just a journeyman. So he's got a great opportunity of getting into world level, to be able to be talked about along with the Furies, the Joe Joyces, Dubois, Wilder, those guys. And if he puts up a good performance, not necessarily has to win, but if he gives Joshua plenty of trouble on Saturday, his career could really take off.
And if he doesn't win on Saturday night, what do you see as the future for him?
Well, he's still, I'm not along with a lot of people who think because you lose a fight, that's the end. It's not. He will have probably learned a lot, and he can go on and improve.
Joshua said on Monday that Tyson Fury needs him now that the Usyk fight hasn't materialised. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, look, Tyson Fury is different to everybody else because of his charisma, his mesmerising personality. He can fight anybody and draw a crowd. He proved that last year. 94,000 people turned up to see him fight Dillian White, and unbelievably 60,000 on a cold December night went to Tottenham to see him fight Derek Chisora, a man he'd already beaten twice. So Fury could fight me and draw a crowd.
If going on to Tyson Fury and the Usyk fallout, who is to blame in your opinion for that fight not taking place?
Well, I wasn't sitting around listening to the discussions. Let's just put it this way. I think it's probably 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
So both can maybe take a bit of the blame, because boxing fans are unhappy at the moment. They thought they were getting that fight and it's not happened.
Long-time boxing fans like me are not surprised. It's happened before. Unfortunately, it will happen again when we are robbed of seeing the best fighting the best. I'm not just talking about heavyweights. I'm talking about every weight division. We're still waiting for Errol Spence to fight Crawford, and so on and so on. It's always been.
Last one on this, was 70-30 unfair for Usyk to take, or was that and then require that in the rematch, or should the rematch be 50-50? What's your whole opinion on that?
Well, I don't do negotiating. I can understand. I mean, let's be honest, Usyk accepted 30%. So if he accepts it, he can't complain. He knows that Fury is the bigger draw, has more charisma than, although he's got 3 of the titles, it is Fury that draws the crowds. Let's be honest about it. Maybe if, on an ideal world, maybe 60-40 would have been fairer than 70-30, but he accepted it.
And finally, Colin, the last time we got an undisputed heavyweight title fight was Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. What are your memories from that night?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was at both his fights with Holyfield, and I was there when he got the decision in Vegas. I mean, it was a great moment for Lennox Lewis and a tremendous moment for British boxing. Whether we'll ever see a unified heavyweight champion of the world in my lifetime, what's left of it, goodness only knows.
Well, let's hope so. Colin, thanks as always for your time, and enjoy the fight on Saturday night.
My pleasure.